Hey everyone, it's Marcus, and I am chatting in my jungle room. Again, I'm heading over to the eastern states where I'm speaking to an incredible guy. He's a musician, an incredible artist. He is, of course, Dan Mangano. He is known as Mango, though, and he's from Ablaze. Mango, hey, how are you?
I'm great. Thanks so much for having me.
Ah, absolute pleasure. You are a total rock star. Of course, you play drums for Ablaze, and Ablaze are setting the world on fire. And I mean it because you are about to go gangbusters doing a UK and Europe tour. We're going to talk all about that. But first of all, how's everything going?
Good. It's been an absolute blur for the last couple of weeks getting the last few things ready for this tour. Plus, we actually released the album and all the fun that goes with that. And then we did the big album launch down here in Melbourne. So it's been everything everywhere all at once at the moment. So it's been a lot, but the album's been received really, really well, and we've had a lot of fun so far, and it's about to take a huge step up as well.
Holy moly. And like, you know what? You make sure you got some time to pack that suitcase because you're going to need it. But sink your teeth in. I mean, terrific album. Like you said, it's only just come out. It was released in Melbourne at a launch party on the 9th of August, which was not that long ago. How was that night? Was it a big night for you?
It was huge. It was a massive, massive night. Awesome lineup from the new guys in Love Bite and Howling Mountain, the Wild Kids in Shotgun Mistress, and then we got to come out and play. I think it's probably the biggest set we've played. I think we played 19 songs or something like that. We had random bits of fun here and there, giant inflatable sharks getting thrown into the audience and all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. So a lot of fun.
I mean, it's not a party without those inflatable sharks, right?
Exactly.
But that's enough about me and my Saturday nights in my bedroom. So we're just setting the tone, Mango. We're setting the tone. Okay, this is where we're going. Um, but yeah, sink your teeth in. It's just incredible. Great. Is there a couple of tracks on there that really stand out for you as maybe your personal favorites?
Yeah, I mean, we put so much effort into all of them that they've really it's that whole old thing of, like trying to pick your favorite child. But the ones that I reckon would mean most to me are the big finale, End of the Day. That's a song that I've had stored away since shortly after we finished the last album cycle, and seeing it finally after all the ridiculousness of the last half decade, seeing that finally come to fruition. And I was allowed to run a little amok with all the harmonies and things at the end, which I have a lot of fun with. And so having that big gospel thing at the end was just,
Man.
that's amazing. And the song means a lot to me as well. Um, and even things like Next Train Out, the last single we did, that one was just a lot of fun and kind of goes back to the way we used to write a lot of our songs, a bit of a story and, you know, based on some true events and things like that. So, and just another big, big chorus with big harmonies that I was really proud of. And so the way that that song kind of evolved and came forward and was really well received as well. I reckon those two would probably be the biggest, but really all of them mean something to all of us.
Of course, in different ways. I mean, like I said, killer tracks off the album, amazing. Is there a track on the album that you've now performed live? It's like, Jesus, that's a really tough one to perform live. Is there a challenging one there for you?
Yeah, the probably the three that were on the album that were left on the album when it came out, because the rest were all singles. Unleash is, you know, from the drum perspective, crazy. It's yeah, it chops and changes constantly, and I didn't even realize how much the drums really impact on that song until we played it live and went, okay, I actually have to be switched on for this. Um, End of the day, about nailing all the harmonies and making sure it doesn't, songs always get a little bit faster when they're live, and when they're high energy songs, that's fantastic. But for something like that, we have to hold back and make sure that we get everything right. And then Siren's Call is the probably the heaviest song we've ever written.
Yeah,
And for me, again, trying to nail those double kick kind of blasts in the solo section and get them all tight is, yeah, there's just a lot going on.
I love it. Speaking of a lot going on, I'm glad we both got the ring Mimo. It's like, yeah,
Absolutely.
bigger the better. Look, we've both got the big skull one as well. I like it.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Mental. Rock stars forever. Um, hey, So obviously the a massive big Europe and UK tour kicks off on the 28th of August in Belgium. A great way to start it. And then, you go everywhere, wrapping up on the 20th of September in Germany. Huge. Is this your first biggest UK European tour?
No, so this is the second.
Okay.
So we were lucky enough at the end of 2019, so just after over a year after our first album came out, is we got the chance to go over there. We played probably a few more shows last time, but it was also UK and Spain,
Yep.
and that's what we did. And it was a lot of club shows and things. We played some supports for some other new wave of classic rock artists like Haxon and Revival Black and that. And Revival Black were doing brilliantly. Their first album that had come out shortly beforehand was going wild. As well as we got to play Hard Rock Hell, which I think Buck Cherry and Reef and a
Yeah.
few other big artists were on that. And then we played uh, we the second festival was called Winter Storm, right up in Scotland, and got to play with Skid Row and FM, and I think Uli John Roth was on that and stuff too. Like it was wild playing those big festivals. Um, this time, yeah, it's a couple. I think it's 17 shows this time, but at the same time, we're doing five festivals in like a 3 week period.
Man. Um,
We're doing Electric Mary's last show in Cologne. We're playing both festivals in Germany with them, or two of the three are with them. We're cutting sick on this one.
and are you going to try and play a lot of the new album, or is it going to be a bit of mishmash of, the previous album as well? What's the plan?
It would definitely be to try and play the big hitters off the current album. It's hard to plan because we've got songs that everybody wants to hear. Like
Yep.
if we did a set and we didn't play "Where's My Drink," I think people would riot. But we've got to try and get these new ones going. And I mean, luckily the singles from the new album have been slowly getting released over the last 2 and a bit years. So some of them are new and kind of old hat at the same time. But some of the festival sets are 25 minutes, and then I think there's one in Germany that's 90.
Yeah.
So we have to basically go, right, how long are we playing for? How do we want this set to go? If it's a heavier crowd, we go for the heavier stuff. If they're proper rock fans, we'll give them as much variety as possible. If we've got 20 minutes, we can't throw in all the ballads, and we've got to try and make that impact as much as we can. And so, yeah, it'll be everything and more. I reckon the 90-minute set might be almost every song we know, but we'll
Go
make it
hard.
work.
And do you find that when you're doing that many shows back to back, that you change around the set list, at each performance, or do you try and stay true, right the way through to what you planned at the beginning?
Usually there'll be kind of the bare bones of what we want to do, but we will adapt.
Yeah.
Last time we were there we played mostly our first album because we had a few EPs and stuff before that, but it would have been at least 50% newer songs.
Yep.
And there was one song that we were finding that UK audiences in particular weren't really resonating with, and we could get them back. That's never a problem. If we can get in front of people, we will win them over.
Yeah.
But we a couple of sets in went, let's just swap this song out for something else, and it changed everything. So we've got kind of we'll have the bare bones of what we want to do, and then we'll have kind of some backup plans and things like that. And then also we will keep an eye on how things are going. And if we're losing the audience at a certain point, we'll swap some things around because we want people to be exhausted by the end of our set. We want it to
Like you
be
guys,
start here and then go up.
bang.
So
I like. Hey, let's go back to 2018 when Chase came out. How do you think the band has evolved from the 2018 album, right up until now, the 25 album?
yeah, I think because we had a lot more time. You always have the most time with your first album. I mean, you can write it for 20 years. But with the first album, there was a lot of people bringing in their own songs and tuning stuff around. And I've got a bit of a habit because I'll hyperfixate and I will write a whole song. Whereas with this album, there's been a lot more of an emphasis on I should have a chorus, have a riff, have a set of lyrics, something, bring it in, and then we'll put everything together.
Yeah,
Because uh, the songs off the first album that were a little more collaborative have become the big ones, have become the crowd favorites
yeah, yeah,
for the most part. So we really wanted to put an emphasis on that for the second album. And for the first album, we released a single and then the album came out and then we dropped a couple of singles off of that album afterwards because it was 7 years ago and things weren't just single, single, single like it all is now.
Yeah.
Um, Second albums are terrifying because you've got a whole group of people that'll be like, if it doesn't sound exactly like the first album, they've changed everything and they're terrible and it'll never be the same again.
Yeah.
And then if you do deviate too much, oh, their first album was the only thing that was good, everything's crap now. I mean, Metallica's been almost dealing with that for decades. So
Yeah.
it's really kind of hair raising a little bit. So we're going to write a shorter album, but every single song on this thing has to be worthy of being a single.
Yeah.
And even the ones that we were, and there was a couple that were a little shaky on. I went, I don't know about this one. And again, end of the day, the big gospel finish. It's a 6 minute song. It's not very easy to get that into playlists, but every song on there, even the ones we were a bit shaky on, when they got back, when they were mixed, when they were masters, even when they found their place in the kind of track list order, suddenly took on a new flavor or a new meaning and really brought them forward. So there's no, oh, we'll just slip in a little filler here. Oh, we need a little bit of a slow one here. We'll throw that in.
Yep.
Nah, they're all singles.
Bang,
And
bang, bang. Yep.
yeah, it hits.
Hey, Mango, tell me, I mean, like you mentioned before, you dropped some names. I mean, you've been on some stages with some incredible big names that have been, in the industry for a long time. Uh, you've had some incredible accolades, and, incredible achievements. What would be one moment that was kind of the biggest pinch me moment for you, or maybe even your proudest moment so far in the career?
the I reckon the pinch me moment is one of two. There was a show we played up in Scotland, in Edinburgh last time,
Yep.
where afterwards it wasn't a huge crowd, but they were into it. And it's a fantastic venue there called Bannerman's. And we afterwards, the whole show became an after party, went to another bar. There was a cinema in this bar. I was sitting there, we were watching like Team America. The band is dotted around. There's 40 or 50 other people around us. This beautiful girl sitting next to me. I had a pizza. I don't know why. I had a pint. We're watching Team America. Everybody's going mental. And I just kind of sat there and went, is this it? This
Wow.
I can get used to this. This is cool. Um, that or years ago, probably a year or two before we even released the first album, we got the chance to open for the Screaming Jets
Yeah,
down
wow.
here in Melbourne.
Yeah,
And the first song we ever covered when we were 18 was Better. And
yeah,
so we were stoked to play with them. They just released Chrome, I think was the album. They were getting a lot of attention. We jumped on with them. We got along like a house on fire.
man.
And uh, that was a tick for
Yep.
us. And then I reckon 6 months later, I was finishing up a pub crawl at Cherry Bar for my birthday, and uh, Dave and Kingy walked in, and I just looked at them, and they went, "What gig did you play?" And I told them, and they went, "Ablaze, what are
Man.
you doing here?" I said, "It's my birthday," and they were just buying me drinks for the next like 2, 3 hours. And they just played a big
Gleefo,
show with the animals, and we were just sitting there, and I was just like, "This is cool. This
no.
is really cool."
Gleeso's a total legend, isn't he? He's like he's an
Absolutely.
absolute groover. In fact, he was just playing in Adelaide just a month ago, maybe not even a month ago, and performed better. And like the crowd just goes into a frenzy, when that song hits. Um, hey,
Absolutely.
um, obviously, when you get back from the massive tour, apart from having a good rest for about a week, I'm sure, have a good sleep, is there talk of an Australian tour with the new album?
Absolutely. We've been putting dates together. Obviously, because Europe is an expensive endeavor,
Yeah.
there's going to be a few things we can't pull off straight away. Like we love going down and doing a run around Tasmania. I think a lot of mainland bands overlook Tasmania. It is hard,
Yep.
but if you can get Tassie on board, it is worth it. And some of our best friends we've met down in Tasmania.
Yeah.
Flying to Brisbane gets really difficult. Flying to Perth, our management's based in Perth. We want to get over there as much as possible, but it's going to have to wait a minute. But I mean, we're coming back. Everybody's coming back in dribs and drabs because a few people want to stay on for a little bit of a Euro trip afterwards.
Yep.
And then I think the second, like literally, I think our guitarist Ben and our bassist Paris get back on the 10th or the 9th or 10th of October, and we're
Yep.
getting straight in the van and driving to Adelaide, and
Yes.
we're
Awesome.
playing the Rock Hard Festival. Phil
Yay.
and Tish, Phil and Tish are
I,
great friends of ours. They've always supported us. So we're over there with the Paw and Avalanche and Carly Jewel and the Dreadful Tides. And I
oh,
think our singer Danny also plays he also plays bass in Warbird, so he's got to go a day before because they're playing the Friday night.
yeah.
So that'll be a mental weekend. And
Awesome.
then yeah, we've got some Melbourne shows coming up as well. We're playing White Widow's album re-release show. We're doing Delacoma's album launch towards the end of November. We're going back to Sydney and where we're putting on a show up there. It's us and Big Red Fire Truck, and we'll get some other Sydney guys on there. And I'm sure I'll wake up on the Wicked Things guys floor again or something like that.
I love those guys.
Yeah, they've become some of our closest mates.
Yeah.
Cooper and Caleb were at the album launch a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, they're good
Um,
boys. Um,
they're awesome dudes and great musicians.
totally.
Um, And yeah, we'll just dot some. We've got a show in Geelong that hasn't been announced yet. We haven't played Geelong in years. It's a tough spot to get when you're not a Geelong band, but we've wrangled it in. There's some awesome people, Mike Trelaw and a couple of others that are really putting effort into getting to even local touring bands back through Geelong.
Yep.
And yeah, hopefully we get a whole bunch of new friends on this tour and we can, from next year on, just get some more Australian stuff. I love touring Australia,
Yep.
seeing the sights and meeting the people. I love coming to Adelaide so
Yeah.
much. I've been meaning to come to Adelaide for a few days just for fun. I've got a bunch of mates in Adelaide, both from the music scene, and I'm also I've worked in the wildlife industry a little bit, so I've got some
Oh,
zoo friends there as well that I've been
yeah.
dying to catch up with for a while.
Damn.
So I've got to come and hang out in Adelaide again. But yeah, next year I'm hoping we can put a heap of time on the road here in Australia and hopefully get some great support shows and things as well.
Definitely. And you know what? I will be there. The moment you get to Adelaide, I'm there for it. Totally. Sign
Awesome.
me up. Um, hey Mango, all the best, like seriously, with that European UK tour, because that's just going to be killer. I want it just to be the most amazing experience again for you. And a massive congratulations to you and the band on sinking your teeth. Sink your teeth in. Sorry, I said that wrong. Sink your teeth in. Same, you know.
Yeah.
But everyone, I mean, get out and listen to it because it's an absolute killer album. It really, really is good. And you know, I mean, you'll agree, Mango, I'm sure, the quality of Australian music these days, whether it be pop, rock, whatever. I mean, we're delivering some really world-class kind of music these days, and we always have. But and this album is another testament to that. So congratulations.
Thank you so much. And I couldn't agree with you more. There's so many amazing bands on the scene here in Australia right now that just need to get in front of more people and get more ears hearing their music. Some of the guys we've mentioned, Wicked Things and Big Red Fire Truck and Carly Jewel and all those guys, they're amazing musicians putting out world-class music and world-class live performances that just need to get in front of more heads.
Exactly. And you know what? That's the objective, right? Get it out there. Mango,
Absolutely.
you're a total legend. What an absolute pleasure chatting to you. And you know what? I've got a feeling this is not going to be our last interview. I've got a feeling there's going to be more along the way. But have a great tour. Enjoy. And then I look forward to catching up with you in Adelaide when you get here.
Perfect. I'll see you then.
Thanks, buddy.